Imagine sitting around a table, rolling dice, and diving into a world where you control the fate of legendary heroes, or even villains, where every choice leads to a new adventure and anything can happen. Welcome to Dungeons & Dragons, the game that has brought people together for epic storytelling since 1974. What's up everybody, my name is Steven and this is Above the Table, where we like to talk about how to better run our games, and today we're talking about the basics. How to play D&D. If you find this video helpful, smack that subscribe button and give the video a like, as it helps the channel out a ton, and it's absolutely free. Without further ado, let's get into it. So how does it work? At its core, D&D is about storytelling. You and your friends take on the roles of heroes or villains, embarking on adventures together. And one of the two roles, you have the players, and one person will take the role of the Dungeon Master, or DM. The DM is the narrator, the world builder, and the referee, guiding the adventure and the adventurers, and controlling the world around the players and how it reacts to their choices. And the DM's job isn't to defeat the players, but to create a fun and engaging story made up of challenges for the players to overcome. As a player, your job is to bring your character to life. You'll be in control of one character, you'll describe what they do, how they react to situations, and how their actions contribute to the story. It's a little like acting. Your character has goals, a personality, and a backstory, and you get to bring that to life through their decisions. Similar to a video game where you get to react to the story and challenges that it creates as you encounter them. But, unlike any video game, the possibilities here, they're endless. You can be a powerful wizard, a sneaky rogue, or a brave paladin, or anything in between that you can imagine. So what do you need to play? To get started with D&D, you'll need a few basic things. Some dice, a character sheet, and a guide for the rules, and at least a few friends or family members. One of the easiest and most beginner-friendly ways to dive in if you're taking up the role as a dungeon master is with the D&D starter sets. These sets include everything you need from pre-made characters to dice to empty character sheets and even a pre-written adventure to get you started. There are 3 great starter sets to choose from. First, there is the original starter set, known as The Lost Mines of Phandelver, which is a classic fantasy-style adventure involving goblins, dungeons, and old magic as the players navigate their way to legendary treasure. It's a tried and true classic, and a great way to start. Second, there is the Essentials Kit. This box includes a more flexible sandbox-style adventure based around a dragon's presence plaguing the nearby area, and all the consequences that has with it. Dragon of Icespire Peak also includes additional resources for the DM, like a DM screen, NPC cards, and more. Thirdly, you have the Dragon of Stormwreck Isle set. This is the newest set that offers a shorter but still good introduction with a focus on simplicity and the story. The characters experience the magical scars left behind the death of dragons, faced with the evil schemes of one living dragon and the righteous anger of another, based all around on a small island and its happenings there. If you're just dipping your toes into D&D, these sets are not only affordable, but they provide everything you need to get playing right away. If you'd prefer to start without buying anything, don't worry, you can. You can access the basic rules for free either through D&D Beyond or Wizards of the Coast's website, where you can also find free character sheet PDFs. These rules cover all of the core mechanics, letting you play without any initial investment. Just a little bit more work on your end to put your own adventure together, or find one for free online. D&D Beyond also offers a free character builder, and there are plenty of other resources available to help you create or play your characters online that are a simple search away. Links for any of the things mentioned in this video will be found in the description below. One quick consideration to keep in mind these days, though, is D&D has recently released a new version of the game called D&D 2024. The new edition offers updated rules and mechanics that consolidate a lot of the prior rule set's expansions, while adding some of its own. However, still there is a vast majority of players still playing with the 2014 rules, also known as Basic 5th Edition or 5e, which has been a go-to for nearly a decade. Now you might be wondering, which version should you play? If you're joining an existing group, ask them which version they're using. If you're starting your own group, take a look at the free rules for both of your options, or maybe check out a video on the topic and see which feels more comfortable. The 2024 rulebooks are streamlined, but they are currently lacking in any form of starter set or pre-written adventures, so it does fall short in this aspect. And the 2014 system is tried and tested. You can find an exorbitant amount of resources, both for it physically and online. Ultimately, both versions can provide a fun and engaging experience, so it's up to you to decide which fits your goals and how much you want to have together before you start. Making your character. Building your first D&D character is an exciting process, and it all starts with your character sheet. This is where you'll track everything about your character, so let's break it down step by step. First, you're going to determine your character's race or species. Your character's race shapes their identity in the world of D&D. Will you be a graceful elf or a sturdy dwarf? Maybe an ambitious human? Each race comes with its own unique traits and abilities that can influence how your character interacts with the world. For example, elves are nimble and have keen senses, while dwarves are hardy and resilient. Your choice can also affect your character's skill, their lifespan, and even their personality in some cases. The next thing we want to decide on is deciding your character's class, which defines their role in the game. Are they a fearless fighter who excels in battle, a clever rogue skilled in stealth, or a magical wizard who wields powerful spells? Each class brings its own unique abilities and playstyle, and as you level up, many classes offer opportunities to specialize further or blend with others, creating a truly unique version of your chosen path. Consider how you'd like to contribute to the group and explore the world as you make your choices. Step 3. Determine your ability scores. Now it's time to define your character's core attributes. The 6 ability scores are Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. These scores represent your physical and mental capabilities. To determine these, you'll either roll dice or use a point-buy system, a method that might feel familiar if you've ever played a game like Baldur's Gate 3 and made your own custom character. If you're joining an existing group, make sure to check with your dungeon master and find out what they use. These scores not only define your character's raw potential, but also provide points known as modifiers. Modifiers directly influence your character's skills, which are the tools that you'll actually most often use to overcome obstacles and challenges. Each skill is tied to a specific ability score. So for strength, we have athletics. For dexterity, we have acrobatics, sleight of hand, and stealth. For intelligence, we have arcana, history, investigation, nature, and religion. For wisdom, we have animal handling, insight, medicine, perception, and survival. And finally, for charisma, there is deception, intimidation, performance, and persuasion. For an example, a high dexterity score not only improves the stealth of your character, but also their ability to be acrobatic. It also enhances your ability to dodge attacks and makes you harder to hit. Your skill modifiers will play a crucial role in solving puzzles, navigating hazards, and interacting with the game world in every way. Finally, choosing your equipment and your background. Your character's equipment includes things like the weapons and armors they carry and the tools that they bring into unique situations. These items not only define your starting combat capabilities, but also influences how your character is able to interact with certain mechanics of the world, whether it's wielding a trusty longsword or carrying a set of thieves' tools for more discreet endeavors. Next, we select our character's background, which adds depth and personality to their story. Backgrounds provide additional skills to your character and more proficiencies and role-playing hooks to shape who that character was before this adventure began. Were they a noble raised in luxury, a sailor hardened by the sea, or a scholar with an insatiable curiosity? Your background often reflects your upbringing, past experiences, or previous occupations. Sometimes it's a combination of these. Once we combine our background with our class, we start to gain valuable insights into your character's backstory, helping you understand their motivations, their goals, and unique perspective. as they step into the world of adventure. Now, if you're playing, once your character is complete, you're ready to jump into the adventure. Remember, your character is more than just stats on a page. They're a living, breathing part of the story. Embrace their quirks, make bold decisions, and have fun bringing them to life in the world of D&D. Now for the basics of gameplay. Once your character's ready, it's time to play. The core of a tabletop role-playing game is the conversation back and forth between the players and the DM, as they navigate their decisions and their outcomes. The core mechanic behind a lot of this is rolling a 20-sided die, or D20, to determine the outcome of your more difficult actions. When rolling, the goal is to meet or exceed a target number known as the difficulty class, or DC. This number is typically set by the Dungeon Master ahead of time, or decided on the spot based on the situation. To determine success, you roll a die and then add any of the relevant skill modifiers to see if your total matches or surpasses the DC. Higher rolls means better results. Lower rolls, well, that's where the drama and fun comes in. In combat, you'll take turns moving or attacking or casting spells, and outside of combat, you'll explore interacting with NPCs, solving puzzles, and collaborative storytelling. The dice represent the unknown possibilities of the future. They fill in the gaps of our adventures and give us unpredictable outcomes for challenging actions. The Dungeon Master sets the stage by describing the world around you and what's going on, and then the players respond by describing their character's actions. Sometimes the success of those depends on the roll of the dice, determining whether you succeed, fail, or land somewhere in between. But at its core, D&D is a collaborative storytelling experience where the rules provide structure in times of uncertainty. But it's the imagination and creativity of the group that truly bring the adventure to life, not to mention all the laughs. Another excellent way to learn some basics around how D&D flows and a little bit of its rules is watching live play shows. These can give you a sense of gameplay and storytelling and player interaction. However, it is important to remember that these shows are often polished productions with professional performers, and some of the elements in them have been tailored for entertainment. While they're inspiring and very fun to watch, don't set your expectations for your home game to match the level of their performance, because they are a production. D&D with friends is about creating your own unique and casual experiences. So now that you're ready to play or run the game, where can you find people to play with? Well, there are a few options. You can introduce D&D to your friends or family and start your own group, or even see if someone you know has ever played. Sometimes you might be surprised. There's also options like local game stores that often have bulletin boards or D&D nights that are perfect for meeting new players, or online platforms like Reddit, Discord, and Facebook can connect you with other players worldwide. And even platforms like Roll20 or D&D Beyond also have forums for doing this as well. But why should you play? Dungeons & Dragons is more than a game. It's an unforgettable experience, and a space where you can explore complex relationships, grapple with questions of morality, and even discover more about yourself. Few things compare to the thrill of a hard-fought victory, or the satisfaction of clever creativity paying off, or the laughter around a botched stealth roll. Most importantly, it's about the camaraderie of creating something fun and amazing with your friends. In D&D, there's no winning in the traditional sense. Instead, it's about the story that you build together. Every success, every mistake, every roll of the dice becomes part of your shared legend. And the open-ended storytelling rules encourage creativity, allowing you to dream up and attempt almost anything as long as your DM and party are on board. Playing D&D is also about collaboration. You and your friends work together to overcome challenges, achieve goals. Beyond the fun, D&D is a powerful creative outlet. It allows you to express yourself, try on new perspectives, and let your imagination run wild. Creative outlets like D&D aren't just enjoyable, they're good for your mental health. Plus, the game offers a safe space to develop social and emotional skills, build confidence, and learn how to communicate effectively. Now, before we wrap up, here are a few tips for new people coming to the game. 1. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. D&D and TTRPGs are a learning experience, and everyone starts somewhere. 2. Communicate with your DM and your fellow players. Clear communication helps ensure that everyone has fun. It's the core of the game, both at the table and away from it. 3. Embrace your character and the story. Get into the role and enjoy the adventure. You're all there playing D&D together. There's nothing to be self-conscious about. Everyone around you is doing the same thing. And number 4, most importantly, have fun. Tabletop games are about enjoying the journey with your friends. So grab some friends, grab some dice, get out there and play. If you found this video helpful or interesting, give it a like and smack that subscribe button and bell notification and join in and follow along for more as we continue to learn how to better run our games. And if you're starting this journey as a new dungeon master, may I suggest taking a look at this video where I cover all you need to think about when it comes to preparing for your game without getting overwhelmed or doing unnecessary work. Thanks guys, and I'll see you on the next one.